Abdullah, parents, family, faculty, Mr. Surgeon, Dr. Lightfoot, and of course, our graduating class of 2013. I stand here feeling like the luckiest person in the room because I get to be here with all the graduates that I have watched mature and grow over the past 3 years that I've worked at FSA. Some grew in maturity, like Muhammad B., Sana, and Abdullah. Some grew in inches, like Avnash, Fatima, and Abdullah. Not only that, but I get to be a part of my own son's steps into adulthood. In these past years, I'm going to hold it until I give out the diploma, thank you. In these past years, I've grown close to not only the students, but to the families as well. I've been to your houses, I've called, I've emailed quite a bit. I feel as if I'm the school mom to some of these students. As a matter of fact, some of them call me mom. One family in particular that's very close to me is the Levy family. Mr. and Mrs. Levy, you have allowed me to teach your children and be a mentor to not only one, but 2 of them. I taught Ryan for 2 years. He was in my classroom. You should know, I'd like to tell you that he still has a playful side. I've spent many hours in front of our video camera footage for one reason or another, and I will never forget the one time when I looked at the screen and I saw Ryan come out of one of the classrooms, look both ways, and then tippy-toe across the hall like a little child. I laughed for quite some time, and I'm still laughing. I taught Rachel for 1 year, and was a softball coach for a year, for a small team that really couldn't quite get enough members, but we did have Rachel and Nori and Breland. I will sincerely miss Rachel's daily hugs and her many changes in hairstyles. Still love you though. I have and will always hold a special memory for each one of you. I cannot mention everybody by name and give a little story because that would take forever and I've got less than 5 minutes. But I will mention a few. Sarah Abdullah, you will always be admired as somebody who tries her best in everything. Marwa and Sana, I will never forget my first year teaching and you were in my class and you wouldn't stop talking. So I separated you, put you guys across the room from each other. That just made you talk louder. I gave up. And then next would be Jacob Fletcher. I will remember you jumping off the cliff into the Sarapiqui River in Costa Rica. Shifa and Maliha, it will always be how you guys spent so much money on getting a pie thrown in my face at my first fall festival. I still have the picture in my office of Maliha trying to give me a hug without touching the big pile of pie all over me. Chris, I haven't known you for as long as the others, but I will quote another teacher and say, he is just so likable. And finally, to my dear Michael, Alexander, Ron Mexico, Bo, Sack. Nothing else, just that. For all of you, I wish each one a lifetime of successes. You'll have ups and downs and failures and triumphs. The one thing to remember is that each failure is a stepping stone to the next success. Learn from it and use that knowledge to better yourself as a person every day. I will end with passing on some advice I gave to a wonderful student not so long ago in my office. This is the start of a new life in a much larger world than FSA. You have the chance to reinvent yourself and become the person that you have always wanted to be. Take this chance and make the most of it. Congratulations, graduating class.
I would like to introduce you all to our salutatorian who has served as President of Student Council as 10th grader, one election as a freshman, President of Senior Beta consecutive years. Vice President of Spanish Honor Society, won an AP Scholar Award. Even after all these achievements, he has been grounded for the next 5 years for coming in second. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Avinash Rajendra Pranam.
Did you all expect me to start singing Journey? Okay. Hello. So how y'all doing this fine summer evening? You know you're at my graduation as well, so y'all should be a lot more excited than that. So again, how y'all doing this summer? Good evening, friends, family, teachers, administration, and most importantly, seniors, the class of 2013. Now, when I think of the number 13, a lot of people think that's an unlucky number. However, I think that's a great number for us. We might be one of the luckiest classes ever. One reason I think this, we survived the apocalypse. As I stand here in front of you today, I think to myself, where did the time go? I can remember as a freshman walking through the feet of seniors trying to find my class, navigating the hallways. I can remember jumping up each time I had turned the door in my locker to open it. I can even remember as a sophomore beginning to understanding the meaning of procrastination as I took my first AP class. Thank you, Miss Rogers. I can remember as a junior my love for koozie coffee. It was delicious. And I can remember as a senior all the people that brought me here, standing here in front of you today. As I write this speech, I do not know how it always continues at times. Maybe it was because I felt as if Miss Keepley or Miss Hollingsworth was standing right behind me, judging and tearing apart every sentence I wrote. Or maybe it was simply because I was not and still not ready to say goodbye to some of the best 4 years of my life. I say this because in these past 4 years, I have met people, teachers and students, that have had an everlasting impact on my life. Amongst the students, there are several I'd like to mention. First, my BFF, my best friend, my roomie, also Chupo. Now Chupo, he went from being very shy and quiet to a lumberjack who can sing as beautifully as Patrick Starr. Can we get a little? Can we? There we go! Next, one of my oldest friends, Joseph. That's a great first name. Joseph Furkan Kuchukdash. Okay? With Furkan, it was always a competition, ever since 9th grade. Okay, with each of us attempting to outdo the other. However, even though we were academic opponents, he was always someone I could call and talk to about my little teenage emotional problems. Don't laugh, adults. They're still there. He was really like the Dr. Phil of all of us. Next, I would like to mention the future leader of Palestine, Abdullah. I can remember the countless all-nighters that we had for A-Push. I feel like just because of us, Skype became popular in our school. However, Abdullah was more to me than just someone who would call me every half hour in the middle of the night to make sure I was up taking my notes. He showed me how a person can be confident in every aspect of themselves, even if they exaggerate at times. Similar to Abdullah's passion for Palestine, the next student I'd like to mention not only had a passion for his homeland Turkey, but for cheese as well. Fatih showed me what it was like to have fun, but be well-educated and worldly at the same time. Now, as much as Fatih loved his motherland, the next student I'd like to mention is also quite proud of his, wait for it, native. You got it, heritage. Muhammad B. I would attempt to say his last name, but I'm sure it offends some people here. Muhammad showed me how if a person really wants to change some aspect of his life, they can do it, no matter the obstacles they may face. Finally, I would like to mention a certain free bird, a person that encouraged me to get out of my shell and leave my norm and do something that I once believed that I did not have the capacity of doing. For that, I thank them. I know that I am leaving out many seniors, and I am limited in time. However, to the rest of you, I will always remember and cherish even the smallest memories that I had with you. While I may have learned a few lessons from my fellow students, it was several teachers that taught me the most, and not always about school, but about life as well. To begin, the teacher that had the biggest impact on me and the biggest workload, and on Starbucks profits, was Miss Sarakaya. Miss Sarakaya would literally run around the school and chase us down to make sure that we understood and felt confident in what she was teaching us. Miss Sarakaya showed me that if you care enough about something and you work hard enough, nothing is literally impossible to achieve. For that, I thank you. I also want to thank you in advance because I won't be able to take Calc 2 on my own at Georgia Tech, so I'll be coming back to you. Don't worry, I got beaten, so that's good for you. Next, I would like to mention Miss Rogers. Miss Rogers, I felt best prepared me for the next chapter of my life. She taught me how to be responsible for myself. She challenged me to the point where I thought I was going to fail, but somehow she instilled the faith in me to succeed. Finally, I would like to mention a teacher that literally died 3 times and miraculously came back to life. A teacher who was already a millionaire, whose wife was a model, whose son played on an NBA team, whose daughter was a millionaire anesthesiologist, and whose grandfather, the missile general, who I have yet to locate on Wikipedia, worked on the Manhattan Project. Mr. Daniel. Mr. Daniel taught me the lesson that in life, you always don't get what you expect, or what you even expect. And at times like these, you just have to suck it up and work hard on your own, and do it yourself. I would also like to thank Mr. Daniel for helping me get rid of most of my asthmatic problems, because never before had my lungs expanded so much on such a frequent basis due to laughing. As teachers and friends are a big part of a student's life, family is probably the biggest. First, my brother. My big brother. Such an example to me. He showed me how a person can enjoy life while also being able to live a proper life. For that I thank him, and I hope that I can one day serve as an example to others the way he served me. Next, the 2 most important people in my life, my parents. My parents at an early age instilled within me the importance of education and the value of it. And how no matter what, education and knowledge is the one thing people can never take away from you. They taught me that knowledge is power, even if the schoolyard bully tackling me down because a sniper was about to shoot me didn't believe that. My parents did more than simply bring me into this world. They believed in me, they pushed and motivated me to become all that I am. I can remember one night in the 2nd grade where I forgot to do my homework. I woke up in the middle of the night like a good little Indian, and I banged on my parents' door to tell them. My father woke up and sat up with me from 2 a.m. to nearly 3 a.m. in the morning so that I could finish my vocabulary assignment. And I know that for every senior here, there lies some family member like that who pushed them to become all that they could possibly be more. If everyone can please give a round of applause to your parents and their family. As I was writing the end of this speech, I thought about saying good luck. However, I believe that luck is something that every graduate here does not need. For luck is only for those that do not have the full capacity or ability to accomplish what they dream to do. And I do not believe that any graduate here has that problem. So instead, I say not to you graduates, but to the world. I say to the world that they should watch out. They should watch out because these graduates here, right here, sitting in this room, these graduates will be the ones that will always remember those that got them here to this moment. These graduates will always hold on to their friends and will always look out after those that are less fortunate. These graduates here will stick with each other and make sure that they all succeed, never leaving one behind. These graduates of Fulton Science Academy, Charter High School, class of 2013, the only class that adds up, are coming and will make a lasting impact on the world. Congratulations, Fulton Science Academy, Charter High School, class of 2013.